Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have a very special one-shot. We are playing the North Level Funnel, I'll tell you what that means in a minute, the Portal Under the Stars in the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG game, which I got recently. Unfortunately, there's no Warhammer Wednesday today, but we thought we'd have a little one-shot instead. So we've cobbled this together. We've never played it before, so bear with us. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I can tell that already. What we're going to do now is we're going to go around my lovely players who have signed up for this mayhem and murder, and they're going to tell us their three characters they've rolled up, a little bit about them, and we're going to roll their professions as we go around because they don't have a class yet. They're North level, but they have been doing something, toiling away in the fields or in a shop or something, and we will find that out. So first off, we're going to go over to Millie. Millie, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm a bit coffee, but apart from that, I'm not too bad. Not too
Excellent.
bad.
Thank you for agreeing to be tortured in a horrible dungeon full of spiky things.
Oh, well, no, it's not me. It's Bob the moron,
Okay, Bob the
Darren
Moron.
the maniac,
Okay,
and Susan.
Susan.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's the three.
We seem to have. I've got a list of the character names up for people. There we go. Okay, and what do we know about these people so far? Are there any standout statistics? Just to let people know, when you generate a North level character, you roll. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, similar stats, although it's strength, agility, stamina, intelligence, personality, luck. And you roll 3d6 down the line, and you create multiple characters. And in your first adventure, some of them die, and the ones that survive become first level characters, which is great. But you get a profession instead of a class. So Millie,
Yep.
any standout dice rolls?
Darren the maniac has an intelligence of 14,
Ooh,
so
clever
he's
cogs.
quite clever. Whereas Bob the moron has an intelligence of 7.
Okay, appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, and Susan, it was suggested she should be called Karen because she has a personality of 5.
I believe that's not our lowest personality roll, though, but we'll come round to that. We'll come round to that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, in order, you're going to roll a D100, and that will generate your occupation, your weapon that you are trained in to use, so you make a trained roll with, and some trade goods that might come in handy on your adventure. You will also roll a D24 on the equipment, the random adventurer equipment table, because you've managed to get your hands on something to take with you into this dungeon. So D100.
All right, so Bob the moron gets a 72.
72. Bob the Moron is a jeweler. He has a dagger and a gem worth 20 gold pieces.
What?
I think the rest of the party are going to murder Bob.
Susan's gonna murder Bob. So he has a dagger. I'll write this down and then I'll add it into the sheet.
Sure. No worries.
He's got a dagger and a gem worth 20 gold. Nice.
Yes. Okay, so
And
then
then
it's
what am I
Darren
rolled
the
up?
Maniac.
Darren the
Oh no,
maniac.
let's do Bob's 1d24. 16. He has 1 flask of oil.
Nice.
Ooh. Always handy in a dungeon situation.
Yeah.
When ignited and thrown, oil causes 1d6 damage plus fire. Ooh. That's nice. Or it can burn for 6 hours in a lantern.
Oh.
Okay, and Susan?
Oh
no,
Susan,
sorry.
I don't mind which order we do it in.
Let's do Darren the Maniac, sorry.
Do we do Darren next? What's Darren's job? Oh no, I've got my typing wrong. Gosh. He's a 66.
Wow, he's a herbalist. He has a club and 1
Okay.
pound of herbs.
What kind of herbs?
Um, he's Darren the Maniac, so it might be shrooms. I don't know.
Bag of herbs and a club. Okay.
Bag of herbs in a club. What a herbalist. Brilliant. And roll 1d24. I like this game already, and we haven't even started.
20.
20. A large sack. You can put your herbs in the sack.
Put his herbs.
Because otherwise he was just walking around with like a big clump.
A big bunch of herb.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, Millie, you... That's fantastic.
We just need to find out what Susan does.
Yes, let's find out what Susan does.
71.
71. Susan is a jester.
There's a bard in the making.
Okay, she starts with a dart. Roll 1d6 to determine how many darts she has. Could be the most equipped character. So 2 darts.
2.
Great, 2 darts. And silk clothes.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then 1d24 for your adventurer equipment.
5.
5. An empty chest.
Okay. She's just carrying an empty chest around. Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay. Excellent. So we have a jeweler, a herbalist, and a jester. Excellent. What interesting. It feels like the local village has been emptied out. Right. Let's go to Dan P next.
Hello.
Dan, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah. You ready for some chaos?
Having just seen what Millie just rolled, yeah, sure, why not? I have 3 characters. I have Old Joe, Luna, and Gregory. He's called Old Joe because he has a stamina of 5.
Ooh. How many hit points has he got?
1, because he rolled 3, and that's a -2 off of that. But he is intelligence 15.
Wow.
So you know,
So is a budding wizard.
yes. And then we got Luna, who is like middle of the field kind of character. She's got a strength of 5, but agility 17, and then all of her other stats are just 12s.
Thief.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Gregory is obviously a big man mountain because he has stamina 18, strength 14, and agility 16. He rolled really well there, and then rolled terribly on personality, intelligence, and luck.
Okay.
That's a barbarian there, isn't it?
And how many hit points does Gregory have?
7.
7 hit points. Wow. The only character that will survive.
He rolled a big 4.
Let's see what he rolls for his career.
I feel like we should roll his career first because I think this is going to be the most hilarious if it goes horribly wrong.
D100.
So, Gregory is 22.
Gregory is a dwarven herder. So Gregory is actually a dwarf. So when he levels up, he will be a level 1 dwarf. How fitting is that with an 18 stamina?
Yeah.
Okay, a dwarven herder. So he starts with a staff.
Staff?
And a goat?
And a pig. This actually says a sow. Why? Okay. And then it has 2 stars, and it says, "Why did a chicken cross the hallway? To check for traps." In all seriousness, if the party includes more than 1 farmer or herder, randomly determine the second and subsequent farm animals for each duplicated profession. I love it. Stuff like this is great.
Okay.
Or does he? Dennis says, or does he herd dwarves? A very good question. So you got staff.
Dwarf herder.
Okay, so Gregory is a dwarf.
He's a dwarf, and I've got I rolled a d24, isn't it?
Yes.
1d24. A 2.
A candle.
A candle. Combine that with
handy.
With the.
To need something to light it with.
Yeah, we've got some oil.
Need some flint and steel. Right, who's next?
Let's do Loon.
Oh no,
let's
Luna.
do Old Joe. Let's do Old Joe.
Okay, Old Joe. Here we go.
Here we go. What is old Joe? 97.
97. Wizard's Apprentice. You're
No!
fucking kidding me. That is so good. Okay.
He's gonna have to be the oldest apprentice ever.
He's so gonna die. It's gonna be horrendous. Okay, he starts with a dagger. Yeah. And a black grimoire.
He's never passed his wizarding.
Yeah, he's just really old.
His entire life.
He's just really shit.
He's like the Rincewind of this game.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that is actually awesome. You rolled a dwarf for your high stamina character and a wizard's apprentice for your higher intelligence character. Okay, let's get some D24 equipment roll.
1d2.
11. Holy symbol.
There you
Interesting.
go. Interesting. And then Luna. If I roll thief, this game's rigged.
Yeah, right.
34.
34. Elven Forester. So Luna is an elf. I think maybe it is rigged. She starts with a staff and also a pound of herbs.
She's going to be hanging out with
Oh no!
Hanging out with the maniac.
Party of herbalists.
Okay, and 1d24 on the equipment table.
13.
13. There's an iron spike
Iron spike.
for like holding a door in place.
Oh,
They're often used, or for securing a rope, maybe that kind of thing.
Spikes.
Cool. Okay.
Is there a 10-foot pole as well?
Yeah, you can get a 10-foot pole.
Oh,
Yeah, pole, 10 foot.
how did you ever carry a 10-foot pole?
I know, it's retractable, right? It's a folding one that locks into place. Right, Stu, let's go over to you now. Dan, you've got all yours, haven't you?
yes, sir.
Okay, Stu.
Oh,
Let's
right.
get a little
Okay.
rundown of your trio. Are they triplets?
Yeah. Well, they're friends.
They're friends.
Definitely friends. But they do seem to have gone for an extreme. So we've got Louis Hardhead, who is quite tough and extremely lucky, but he's just not very bright at all with his intelligence of 4.
Ooh.
And he does seem to trip over his own shoelaces as well. So
Nice.
that's a good start. We've got Huey Sicknote, which, well, as you can probably
Yeah.
realise, with his stamina of 8 and his 1 hit point, the only possibility that he might survive is he's fairly likeable and he's quite lucky. So you never know.
Okay.
And then last but not least is Dewey Smartheart, who...
Haas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, because I didn't want to
Smartheart.
swear, I didn't want to use a naughty word. So, Dewey Smartheart, and he's quite tough. 5 hit points as well, and he's bright.
Wow.
But, you wouldn't go down the pub with him, let's put it that way, with a
Yeah.
personality of 6.
Oh, okay. So we've got Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yes, indeed. Huey,
Cool.
Louie, and Dewey. So let's
Okay.
do it in that order, shall
So
we?
let's do some occupations.
Right, so it's D100 for
Occupation.
the occupation.
Oh,
yes.
5.
5.
So Huey is a barber.
Right.
And he has a razor, which is like a dagger,
Yeah.
and also a pair of scissors.
Right. Okay.
Which could come in
A
handy.
razor and a pair of. How do you enter that on your equipment sheet? That's always.
There's a little click add button.
Oh
then you
yeah,
can-
excellent. I'll just
bits
put it
in.
in the equipment for now. And
Yeah. That's cool. And then we need to roll a D24.
okay, so that's a razor. Sorry, I'm not very quick.
That's all right.
1d24. Let's see what it comes up with.
12.
A
A
12.
vial of holy water.
Ooh.
Interesting.
A vial of holy water. That's always good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That could be useful. Right. Holy water. That could be what he's when he uses to clean
clean the razor.
scissors with.
Yeah, cool. Blessed by the god of barbers.
Indeed, whoever that happens to be, we'll find
Yeah.
that out.
Okay. Dewey next.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
let's roll D100.
yeah. So yeah, 1D. Oops. 100. So he is an 8.
He's a blacksmith.
Right. This is Louis. Actually, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's good. I just like the idea that your stats don't even match your occupation, let alone any class you might go into. It's like, well, my highest score is luck. Well, you might be the only one who survives, but then you've got to pick a class. As a blacksmith, he gets a hammer, which acts as a club,
Okay.
and steel tongs.
Right. Okay.
Could be useful for
Hammer and tongs, of course.
moving, picking up delicate or blasphemous things. And then we just roll a 1d24.
Okay, so 1d24.
10.
A 10.
And he's got a small hammer.
He's got a large hammer.
Big hammer and then
And
a
a small
Shawshank
one.
hammer.
Excellent.
Can he dual wield the hammers?
Yeah, why not? Why not? That sounds awesome. I mean, it doesn't do anything, but he runs around with both of them.
Shouting obscenities, probably.
Yeah. With an H jammed on the front. Okay, and then we've got our last roll for you, Stu, for occupation.
Yeah. Okay, so that will be a D100 again, isn't it? So I don't know.
Yep.
Sorry, D100. A 12.
12. He is a cobbler.
Cobblers. Cobblers, indeed. He's a very smart cobbler.
Yeah. He gets an awl, which he treats as a dagger.
All right, yeah.
Yep. And a shoehorn. If anyone needs help getting into their boots.
Well, yes, you
It
never
could be
know.
one of those long ones if you want, so you can do
Oh, yes, pulling boots on.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Excellent.
one of those long ones. Right, let's have a roll of 1d24. I hope he rolls some fine boots or something. That would be good.
That would be good, wouldn't it? 24.
A water skin, which will be full.
It's okay.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so we've got a cobbler, a barber, and a blacksmith. We need a candlestick maker.
Yeah.
And
It's about to say, and they all walk into the tavern.
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed. I think Huey, Louie, and Dewey should represent the Artisans Guild.
That's true. Yeah. We represent here the Artisans Guild. Anyway, Dan M.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah, you good?
I have 3 characters ready to go.
Yep. Who have we got?
We have Black-Eyed Wade,
Ooh.
who is pretty much a run-of-the-mill character.
It's got a really cool name, but he's just average stats.
He's just average.
Nice.
He's pretty average.
Yep.
We have Stephanie, who is staggeringly intelligent,
Ooh.
with 17. However, has the personality of a plank of wood, with a personality of 3.
3.
Uh,
Min Maxa. Maxine.
and then we have Bernard.
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 Like it.
And yeah, Bernard. Well, overall, actually, it's averaging quite low. With a stamina 6, personality 8, luck of 8, and then some average 11 10s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. These characters aren't superheroes. This is old school.
No. Yeah.
Okay, right. So who are we starting with occupation?
Sure. I think we should start with Stephanie to see.
Okay, Stephanie, let's go.
how
Let's
that
roll that
goes.
D100.
Okay. $100. 76.
Stephanie is a merchant.
Merchant. I can see that.
She starts with a dagger.
Stephanie. Ooh.
And 4 gold pieces, 14 silver pieces, and 27 copper pieces. So
Sweet.
Stephanie's getting mugged in the
A
dark.
dagger, 14 silver pieces was that?
4 gold pieces,
Oh.
14 silver pieces, 27 copper pieces. Yeah.
Yep, nice.
Cool. Okay.
Why is she
and
going
roll-
into a dungeon?
You'll find out.
Would you like a haircut?
Right, roll 1d24. Do you want a haircut?
Yeah.
Just 1 gold. Sod off. Not from Bill the moron or whatever.
24.
10. Small hammer. There you go.
Hammer down.
Interesting. That's just for like for knocking in nails. It's not really a combat.
Yeah. It's for digging tunnels.
It's
Iron
not for.
spikes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Right. Who's
do
next?
Black-Eyed Wade.
Black-eyed Wade. He's going to be sounding like a scribe or something.
It really is, isn't he? Yeah.
Let's see.
Eyed Wade. 1d100. Boom. 3!
He's an armorer.
Oh, okay.
Ah. Oh, yeah. He starts with a hammer, which he treats as a club. So maybe just write club. And an
Oh.
iron helmet.
Iron helmet.
Oh, someone's got
Armour?
armor. Someone's got armor.
Yeah. You can headbutt people.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything for your armor
It
class.
doesn't do anything.
Of course not. Of course.
And then 1d24 on the equipment list.
Rocky. Oh. 10.
10. Small hammer. What is this collection of small hammers that everyone seems to be?
Is
There's
it
a lot
the
of small hammers
merchant
going
is
on.
selling everybody a small
Yeah,
hammer?
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
She had
absolutely.
a small collection of them.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
the
cool.
guild sign. That's what it is. A small
Yeah.
hammer.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe it's a little thing.
And then we have our last. Is there one more?
Yeah, Bernard.
Bernard. Bernard. It's going to be a murderer.
Bernard.
Is that an occupation?
No.
The village murderer?
That'd be amazing if a murderer was just in there.
99.
Come on,
murderer.
halfling.
99!
99! He's a woodcutter.
Woodcutter.
Yeah. They are in alphabetical order. It's nothing super fancy.
I was
98
going to say,
to
I
100 is
expected 99
woodcutter.
to be something special.
Yeah. I was hoping he was going to be a halfling glove maker. That would have been amazing. So you start with a hand axe
And X.
and a bundle of wood.
Bundle of wood.
We've got
Yeah.
all these flammable things, but nothing to actually.
Set on
And,
fire.
and then you
Yeah.
get to roll your equipment.
Okay. D24. 10 again.
10 again.
Just-
Small hammer.
Another hammer.
Okay, so
There's plenty of small
now-
hammers kicking around.
what we would do is you'd get 5d12 copper pieces. But I think rolling copper and then shopping and all that kind of stuff is broadly going to take up lots of time. And also you wouldn't get enough to buy anything that's of real note, right? You'd need to get 500 copper pieces in order to get 5 gold pieces that could buy you anything interesting. But what it would let you do is buy torches and flint and steel.
Let's do.
So if anyone wants to buy flint and steel, one of their characters can have flint and steel and 3 torches. Okay.
That's a torch for everybody, effectively.
If you all want to carry torches. And if someone wants to buy a 10-foot pole, that's 15 copper pieces. So I'll allow a 10-foot pole. One of your characters to have a 10-foot pole, just for fun. Okay,
Money.
cool. Right, so we've got all of our characters. We've got a wonderful bevy of classes and names. So excellent stuff. I already like this game for the random character creation. That's pretty cool. So on with our adventure. Let me get to the right page.
Before we advance, do our weapons have stats of any kind that we need to
yes,
input?
of course. Sorry, that's a good question. You have a +0 modifier to attack rolls and all saving throws. Obviously, you have your bonus from your attributes, the relevant attribute. Naught level characters use a crit die of 1d4 on crit table 1. And this will become apparent later. If you roll a 20 on an attack roll, then you do a critical. Right, let's have a look. Equipment. Where are we? Page. Here we go. So I believe there were some clubs. That's 1d4. A dart is 1d4. A hand axe is 1d6. Dagger is 1d4 / 1d10. What is that? A thief who succeeds in backstab attempt with one of these weapons uses the second damage value listed. Alright, so that's only for thieves, and none of you are thieves yet. A staff is 1d4. So you haven't really got anything that does more than 1d6 points of damage, right?
No.
Cool. Okay.
And does it say what their associated stat is?
If it's melee, then it is your strength. And if it is range, then it is your agility.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's hope I don't have to hit anything.
Okie dokie. Let's go back to here. Cool. So, with that all done, we are going to begin it's called a funnel for a reason. We put 12 characters in at the top, and we see how many come out at the bottom. And this adventure is called Portal Under the Stars. I've had limited time to prepare, so bear with me. There may be some reading from the book, but that's fine. Okay. The name of the game is Let's Have Some Fun with your characters and see what happens. So there's a little introduction. There's box text, as you might imagine. Right. For long years you laboured in the fields like all the peasants, sweating hot and dirty in the summer, only to shiver under threadbare hides when winter came. This year's harvest ended like all the rest, and autumn's work was hard on old man Roberts. When you visited his bedside at the end, he spoke in laboured breaths of constellations that hadn't been seen since he was a young lad. The last time the empty star had risen in the sky, it was more than 50 winters past, he said. Under the light of that strange star, a portal had opened by the old stone mounds. He'd seen jewels in there, and fine steel spears and enamelled armour, but he'd run when the Iron Men had attacked. Now, old and dying, he wishes he'd taken the chance on a life of adventure. The empty star is once more rising, and a young person with courage could be more than just another peasant. If only they'd take the chance old man Roberts hadn't. You're taking that chance. You stand before the monolithic rocks of the old stone mounds under the dark light of a starry sky. The empty star is clear and bright above you. 3 of the large stone blocks lean haphazardly together to form an upright rectangle portal about the size of a person. Think Stonehenge. They seem to be placed directly beneath the star's path. As the empty star ascends to its brightest point, its light catches in the portal, and a shimmering stone-lined corridor is visible through the stones, but only from one side of the opening. Grasping your pitchfork, club, staff, hand axe, bunch of wood, small hammer, with white knuckles, you step into the starlit portal, which was not there before today. Thoughts of jewels and scorching wheat fields foremost in your mind. Congratulations. Here we go. So, you step into a corridor that is 20, 30 feet long and 10 foot wide. Even though the hallway is visible from only one side of the portal, you tread on solid flagstones. The starlight fades as it reaches into this hallway, which dead ends ahead at a stout iron-banded door. Jewels or crystals in an odd assortment of star shapes are inscribed on the door. So ahead of you, you can see through these monolithic rocks. And a few of you kind of step gingerly in and see that the floor is solid flagstones, and leads up to this big door. What would you guys like to do?
Can you leave the stones out?
Well, yeah, Bob the moron is a jeweler by trade, so
Yeah.
he's a bit of an expert at jewels.
Okay.
So he wants to go and look at the door with the jewels on it.
Yeah, I think the cobbler should go forward with his awl, see if he can get one of these out.
Okay. So you approach. The door has got star shapes that approximate the nighttime sky outside. And you can see this pattern. Obviously, as the empty star has risen in a certain configuration, this configuration is on that door. And these little gems and jewels, you're not quite sure what they are, but they're reflecting what light is coming through the portal, catching your eye. And you approach. You try to pick these out. Let's have you're both skilled in this kind of approach, right? So a jeweler and a cobbler, you both do fiddly things. So you can roll a d20 and add your what would we say? We're prizing it out. So strength modifier.
Okay.
So make a strength roll, effectively.
Bob the moron gets 8.
Okay.
Ooh.
19. That was a critical roll. Okay. So you managed to flick. You're wanted by characters. Beware the stiff breeze, says Dennis. Yes. So you flick one of these out. And as you do, it kind of comes away and the luster disappears. And you can see that it's perhaps glass.
Yeah.
More
Bob,
than
does that look like a real jewel to you?
Bob will inspect it. Could be. He's thick. He's gonna.
How much do you think we'll get on the open market for this?
I don't know. A pint
Oh, all
of
right.
tea.
May as well keep it.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us on popping these other ones out?
Yeah, you'll have a go.
Okay. What are our other characters doing? As you see, two of the characters have approached this large, big door, a stout iron-banded door, big old, like kind of church door type.
Has
thing.
it got a door handle?
There is a handle. Yes, there is a handle.
In which case, I am going to open the door with Bernard.
Okay, so Bernard walks up while the two of you are like flicking at these things, and the rest of the gang, like the local village has been emptied. Old man Roberts has been talking. It's taken him ages to die, and everyone's come to visit him at his deathbed, and they were all suddenly turned up for the heist of the jewels in the strange portal. These ones coming out aren't looking particularly good to Bernard. He walks up and takes the handle.
Yeah, I want some proper
And
treasure.
it won't budge. Now you can attempt to force the door if you wish with a strength check.
Okay. I will attempt with a strength check. Do I just click on strength?
Yes.
They do it automatically if I do that. Right, let's try it.
Oh,
There we go.
excellent. Okay.
That's all right, isn't
You're
it?
like, and you can see the door would go in, and you force the door, and it bursts away from. Sorry, was it our maniac?
No,
and
it was Bob
the moron, and
Julie.
Smart ass.
Smart ass. Okay. As the door is forced open, there's like a cascade around what remaining crystals are in the door. Because you've pulled a few out, this searing light comes out, and we're going to have to roll to see which one of the three characters who are standing at the front gets hit by this searing light.
Okay,
So
excellent.
Dan P, if you
Yes.
could roll 1d3, 1 is Dan, 2 is Millie, 3 is Stu.
Hey, I'm
Excellent.
sorry.
And then that person... Stu,
Nice
which
one.
character was it? Sorry.
That's Mr. Dewey Smartass.
And how many hit points has he got?
5.
Okay. Dan, roll
No.
1d8.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh, please don't make me do this.
One
Yeah.
point of damage. Whew.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. You could have taken a reflex save for half. But it's one
no.
damage, so
It's
it won't be
one.
half.
That's
So,
what, yeah,
so
he's
he
not
takes
gonna
1
make it.
point of damage. So a searing light comes out, and the 3 by the door kind of scatter as it like burns him across the chest.
Oh, you burnt me bloody nips off.
At that
Thanks,
point,
Bernard.
old Joe's like, I could have told you that was going to happen if you just waited for me.
He says,
Crap.
right from the beginning, he's still
Yeah.
hobbling through the doorway.
Yeah, hobbling through the door with big black grimoire in his hand.
Everyone else is worried about that black grimoire, by the way. It looks pretty creepy. Okay.
Necronomicon written across the front of
So
it.
the door, as the door then opens, and the three of you the two of you actually, because Stu's, you were knocked backwards, Bernard and Bob stumble into the room to avoid this searing light.
For the record, I think Bernard and Bob is the makings of a superhero, duo.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see if they survive the
I'm
first
very
room.
I need to
sure.
start writing down names. Okay.
Or killing us faster.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If we all die quickly, then you just whittle through the characters and don't need to worry.
This is easy.
So
Okay. So hang on. Let me just get this.
Dewey is picking up his chest wig, and it's a bit burnt. He's blowing it off at the moment. He's just I'm trying to blow it out.
Sure. Stephanie. So up, down, P. We've got old Joe. We've got Gregory. Just so I can, because there's so many names, it just helps me to remember them all. Millie. We've got Bob T. Moron. Darren. The Maniac. And Susan. I like that. Just Susan. She's the real threat.
Yeah.
He's
I
sitting
think Susan doesn't really understand her job.
there. Okay.
She's just like, is this funny? That wasn't that sort of
Yeah.
stumbled into being the town jester.
Excellent. Cool. So, Bernard and Bob the Moron stumble into this room. It's a large, sort of 50 feet across, 40 feet deep. Directly opposite you, there's another door. Similarly big, wooden, iron-bound door. Who is going? Is anyone going to light a torch? Because you're going into the dungeon. You can see that it is dark down here, right? Pitch dark, no light. Anyone want to light a torch?
Gregory was mounted on Sally the Sow. Will
Oh
light.
gosh, I forgot about the pit.
Oh, Sally don't like the dark, does she? Do you, Sally? No. Come on then. And he lights up a
Alright.
torch. And he's right. He's on her back. He's just a wolf.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
I put her in as a mount rather than equipment.
Excellent.
Yeah, Louis will light a torch as well. He hammer in one hand and torch in the other, I think.
Okay, just so I know who's wielding torches, it's useful to know. They do 1d6 damage, by the way, and a roll.
Handy.
Reflex
So
roll.
better than
see
our
if they
actual
take
weapons we're
another
carrying.
1d6.
Yeah,
Yeah, better than my club.
Okay. Where are we? Room 2. Across from this room is another stout door. 4 iron statues flank the door, 2 to a side. Each statue depicts a different fighting man in a round iron helmet and thick scaled armour, holding a long spear in a throwing position.
Uh-oh.
All the spear tips are aimed at the door through which you just entered. Bernard and Bob, you kind of look up and see this, and the rest of the room is flagstones, grey stone all around, and these 4 figures. Like in Jason and the Argonauts, the Talos guy.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like that. They're like this with these spears. They're 2 either side. They're big statues. They're not like human size. They're big.
Big
right?
scale.
And they're all pointing at the door. What would you like to do?
I think Bob was just like, oh, shit. I don't think he does anything.
Okay.
Old Joe
Louis
kind of poked
strides
his head.
in.
Louis strides in.
Yeah,
Okay.
with his hammer and his torch.
Yeah.
He's the blacksmith, isn't he? He's
That's
used
fair.
to.
That's fair.
Yeah, bit
One of the
rough and
statues
tumble.
throws a spear at Louis.
Excellent.
Here we go.
We knew it was coming,
+2
and
to
we
hit.
needed someone.
Your armor class is 10, right? I don't think you've got...
It certainly is.
Millie, could you roll 1d20 +2 for me? So I've got so much stuff going on, it's hard for me to do the...
No, not 12d20.
1d20 +2.
15.
That's a hit, I'm guessing. And then roll 1d8 damage.
No.
1.
Again. Oh,
Okay.
that's his
Louis
luck,
has
isn't
the spear scrapes him
That's
and
indestructible.
clatters onto the floor. And it's this cool golden spear. The spears are slightly bigger than human-sized spears. Now you realise the guys holding them are quite big, and they look sort of small, like lightning bolts in their hands.
I think he might pick the spear up actually.
Okay.
Yeah, try hitting your little rock hammer on it.
On
it's proper gold.
the spear.
Yeah, see if it's proper gold.
Tink, 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 tink.
Doesn't look like it's actually gold. It might be bronze or something.
Darren the Maniac does not have the skill to do it, but he is going to try and run in and do some sort of cool roll to not get hit.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Dan M, could you please roll 1d20 +2? Millie, what's Darren's arm class?
10.
He hasn't got agility bonus.
No, his agility is -1, so would that make it 11?
No, make
11.
It 9. Make it 9.
No, wouldn't it make it? Oh, I don't know. 9.
It's old schools. It goes the other way.
No. They have ascending armor class like 5th edition in this game because
Oh, they?
it makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It just
I got
everything
10.
is roll high. Okay. So you hit. Roll 1d8 damage.
Oh, no.
I must apologise.
Sorry.
They're not huge statues. They are actually just slightly larger than human size. I read that wrong. So just to let you know. But they do look like that Talos guy. 2 damage.
Oh, he's got 1 hit point left.
Oh. So another one throws the spear. And the arm kind of mechanically goes like that. And then it just stays there. And that's
So how many spears are left?
2 spears left.
Okay.
At this point, old Joe is hiding behind the door. Don't you remember the story? He said he ran away from the Iron Men.
Hey?
Why?
Darren the Maniac bleeding quite profusely. He's like, they're made of stone, aren't they?
Well, they look like, oh, you young whippersnappers.
Is the pig in here?
So,
No, it's still in the hallway trying along.
Still in the hallway. Who else
so
is going in the room?
there's 2 left.
Yes.
I think old Joe might have to get pushed in the door.
Gregory's making his way forward. Poor old Joe.
This is it. Throw forward one of your own characters, or the other players will push yours forward. Right, Gregory's. Sorry, Dan. M.
Bernard's going to try and throw his Ooh, Bernard, what did Bernard have? He had a.
Oh, Susan's got 2
Oh, hammer.
darts. She could try and throw a dart.
I'm just going to
at the
throw my
thing.
little hammer to see
Okay.
if it. My small hammer to see if it activates.
And where are you throwing that from? The doorway?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So make a ranged attack roll.
Okay.
Are you skilled
What's
in
that
throwing
under?
this thing? Well,
Agility?
no. So it basically, if you're trained, you roll a d20 and add your modifier. If it's untrained, you roll a d10 and add your modifier. Are you trained in the throwing of small hammers?
No.
Okay, so it's 1d10 plus your agility modifier.
9.
9. Okay, so your small hammer flies across the room and hits the statue, and it throws its spear at you. Stu, please roll 1d20 plus 4 because you're in the bullseye zone of the doorway.
Oh, dearie me.
22. I think that's a hit. So
Oh,
roll
no.
1d8 damage on Bernard.
Oh no, Bernard.
Bernard.
Or Bernard.
Oh,
1.
Oh,
You guys,
He's dead.
I'm gonna have to start. Oh, is he dead?
He's got 1 hit
He had
point.
1 hit point.
He's like, no, Joe.
Okay, so Bernard's body falls down at old Joe's feet with a as the spear in his body vibrates from contacting the flagstones beneath.
I don't think he wanted to do that, Bernard.
Right, Bernard's dead. We have our first victim of the funnel.
At that point, Gregory's gonna be like, "All right, Sally, now's our time!" Ha! And he like whacks her in the sides, and as he goes past, he's gonna pick up the spear and he's gonna charge the last one
Okay.
directly in
Is he
front
going
of
to
him.
charge it in melee?
Yeah.
Right, well, it gets to throw first, unfortunately, because you've made an action at the doorway. So it throws, boom. Right, now, what we're going to do is, Millie, can you roll a d6? On an even number, it's throwing at the rider, and an odd
Oh,
number
no,
is throwing
Sally.
at the mount.
6, even.
Rider. Right, so let's roll 1d20 plus 2.
Bernard's dead, man.
Bernard's just
Yeah,
died.
Gregory's just hoiked the spear out of his body.
Gregory's charging in. So who wants to roll this attack?
Yeah, go on then. I'll
Go on
do
then. D20
So-
plus 2.
1d20 plus 2.
Aha! I have an AC of 12 because I have a agility bonus of plus 2.
Oh, okay. So he picks up the spear. This thing goes, and he ducks, and he's like spins in the sow saddle, and then comes back up.
Ride like the wind.
Okay, and you run up to it. He runs
Yeah.
up to it, and he bangs it. Gregory's a hero, man. Right, go for a melee attack roll.
Okay. And then attack roll. I'm just going to use my staff because that's what's
Just
a quick
roll
strike.
strength, right?
Oh yeah, just roll strength. Yeah. 17.
Okay, you hit it.
I do damage, I'm assuming.
It doesn't do anything.
Cling.
But now all 4 of the statues have empty hands and no more spears. And Gregory, as you are there, you can see that actually their scale armor is not part of the statue. Their scale mail armor is beautifully enameled with shining black stone. The armor can be removed from the statues and worn or sold for twice the usual price. The spears can be recovered. So you have
Gregory
4
is
suits of
definitely
Bernard's
scale,
body.
4 suits of scale armor and 4 spears. Who's getting scale armor?
Do you have to be strong enough to wear it?
Let me just check.
There's no
Nope.
spear in Bernard's
There
body
is-
because that's the spear Gregory pulled out as he rode past on Sally.
Yes, that's true. So scale mail gives you plus 4 armor class bonus, a minus 4 check penalty, and slightly reduced speed, but we're not worrying too much about speed. and it has a fumble die of D12. So the heavier your armor, if you make a fumble roll, you have to roll on the fumble chart with a bigger die, and you can get some very interesting results. So check penalty. Warriors who wear plate mail find the weight inhibits their ability to jump chasms, as do thieves when they try to scale walls. Check penalty applies to climb, jump, balance, swim, move silently, and other such physical activities. Wizards who wear armor. The check penalty applies to wizard and elf spell checks. Yeah. Okay.
So, shall we share it out one apiece?
Sure.
And then we can decide which one gets the armor.
Yeah, go for it.
Gregory's already putting his one on.
Okay. Claim this.
All right. I think.
Bernard's not getting one, right?
Cold.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I think I'll be giving mine to Black-Eyed Wade, the armorer.
So
yeah.
that's appropriate, right?
Yeah. So what did it?
It's +4 armor class, and it has
Thank
a
you.
-4 check penalty. So I think this is how funnels work, right? As you go through, you find stuff and you armor up a bit, and some of your characters are therefore getting a bit tougher, and the others are going, when do I get mine? Surely those armored ones go at the front. No. Now they stand at the back. They have twice as many chances to survive.
All right. I've decided I quite like Darren the Maniac so far. He is going to get the armor. And if there is a spare spear, I would like to give it to Susan, because she only has 2 darts.
Yeah, I think maybe share it out one spear apiece.
Do the
And
spears have
decide on who has it ourselves.
Spears 1d6, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Let me have a look. Oops, sorry. I'll have to say this book is pretty big. I could do with, and 50% of it is spells.
Yeah, I heard something about it, yeah.
The downside of a 1d8 for a spear. Nice. These weapons inflict double damage on a mounted charge. How cool is that? We've got Gregory the pig knight.
Pig knight.
Do it.
And he is now a pig knight. He is riding around on Sally the Sow with his
That is
scale
cool.
mail and a spear.
Yep. And scale mail is normally worth 80 gold. And your enameled armor can sell for twice the price. So it's good stuff. Okay, cool. So you start putting your armor on, and Bernard's body is shuffled into a corner.
Old Joe's like, does anyone want to say some words for Bernard?
Bobby's just
Doesn't
like,
he have a holy symbol?
He does. He also has a black grim.
Oh, I know.
That's true. Which one do I use?
Right.
Go, Steve.
Huey steps forward and covers him in holy water.
Ah, that's nice.
There you go. So
Yeah.
Huey will say a quick barber's prayer for
Probably
him.
the first bath he's had in a while. Being a woodsman, now and about
That's
lot.
true. He had a hand axe, didn't he? Oh, who's looting Bernard's body then? Okay.
And don't forget his bundle of wood.
yeah, Darren will take the
Very
bundle
true.
of wood. He'll
Okay.
put it in his empty sack.
Yeah, with his herbs.
Well, while Huey's covering him in holy water, he'll cut his beard and his hair off so he can make wigs
wig.
with it.
Are we going to use that as a disguise later in the adventure? We'll see. Okay, right. We're in. So the looting has happened, and you are in this room, and there is the door at the opposite the one you came in, between the statues.
Fear not, I shall divine a way through. And old Joe walks up to the door and starts just touching it, making it look like he knows what he's doing, but he clearly has
Okay.
no idea.
Can Bob
Cool.
try and turn a handle and push the door open?
Yeah, the door opens. Yeah, so you kind of reach between his arms and his side, and you kind of open the door.
His magic really did work, says Stephanie.
That's right. I unlocked the door with my mighty powers.
This chamber is big. It's about 80 feet across, and has marbled floors and a door on each of the 4 walls. So the one you're going in, and then 3 other doors. At the far end is a towering granite statue of a barbarian. One hand outstretched, index finger pointing towards you. So Bob, is it Bob or was it Darren? Sorry.
Bob opened
So as
the door.
Bob opened the door, there's this giant statue pointing. The muscular savage wears animal hides, the muscularity, but their eyes are intelligent and their engraved neckline sports amulets and charms. A grimoire hangs beside a broadsword on the hip of the 30-foot-tall monument. So this is the big... I was getting mixed up with the statues, you see. This is the big one, and it's pointing at you. So you're standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
And it's a square room, but you haven't got in yet.
Oh, Bob's gone in.
Bob's gone in. Okay.
Bob's gone in.
Is Bob moving around the room?
Well, you said there's jewellery on it, on the statue.
It's part of the statue. It's not actual jewellery. It's like a stone statue, and you can see.
Okay.
As Bob walks in, the finger follows it. The whole statue pivots, pointing at Bob. Wherever Bob goes, the statue pivots.
Dwarf,
Just me?
I
Or
will
does
pay
his
you,
eyes follow me?
His fingers
Dwarf,
follow
I will
you.
pay you 1 gold piece to charge it again with your pig.
What? Sally don't go charging for no reason. He's pointing a finger at that one over there.
It was quite successful the first time.
Wow, yeah. Bob is now currently filled with false bravado and fine.
I'll go and hit it for how much did you say?
No, just a dwarf. 1 gold.
Oh, okay. That was Louis, by the way.
Go on then, Sally. Away!
Oh,
Sally the sow
Okay,
goes galloping.
Who's going in the room to watch?
And
Yeah.
not me.
Everyone.
everyone. Yeah.
And you know,
All
Gregory's like seen these knights in the fancy jousting, so
Yeah.
he's trying to couch the the spear whilst riding this like really
Is this
big.
like Sid Didymus?
Yes, it's exactly that.
Yeah. So you charge with your spear at the giant granite statue of the barbarian war wizard. Cool, let's go for
Obviously
it.
very slow because it's a
Yeah. So it's like, charge! Clop, 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 clop.
it's that bit of Monty in the Holy Grail when John Cleese is running across the field.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Am I hitting it? Am I? God, Gregory.
Yes.
13.
You hit it, but it has no effect.
Dong.
Yeah.
That's not just running into these giant
The
statues.
finger doesn't move down to point at you, but it's pointing now in Gregory's direction. And as more people start to come in the room, wherever there's the most people, it turns to point. And as you're sort of milling about and watching the pig from different angles, like a few more people move to one side and it moves to that side.
Maybe we should spread out equally around the room.
Old Joe goes,
Just
that's
spinning.
what I was going to say.
Or says Darren, we could all stay in one big clump and run around the room in a circle and maybe throw off like the top of a bottle.
Yeah, that's like school football.
Maybe we can do that.
Okay,
Is
cut
there
to a
another door?
montage of peasants running around a giant statue in circles, and it's spinning around, like pointing. It doesn't pop off, unfortunately. They split up. They position themselves equidistant around the room, and it spins for a good few minutes. Just doesn't stop. And then you kind of get a bit bored of it.
Is there another door out of here?
There are 4 doors in the room. The south, where you came in, west, north, and east.
Right, Louis is going to take charge, and he's going to go through the north door.
Okay, as Louis goes to open the north door, the statue spins around, and a burst of fire erupts from the finger of the statue, hitting Louis. Okay,
Excellent.
Millie, please roll 1d20 plus 6.
What? $12.
Yeah, he's only got AC 9.
Okay, so it's 1d6 damage. with an additional 1d6 burning damage each round thereafter until a reflex save is made.
1d6. That one.
Yep.
Yeah. 2.
I'm not even. It's not worth making the reflex save.
Is he dead?
Bob burns to death.
Dewey. Was it Dewey? Louis?
Nasty way
sorry,
to go.
not Bob. Louis. Yeah. Louis. Yeah. Louis Hardhead.
Louis Hardhead hits the floor, his torch rolling across the ground.
Not quite as lucky as he thought he was.
Hey, John in chat. Hello. Yeah, he's not as hard-headed as he thought, and he drops to the ground, and the statue spins around and releases another gout of fire at Dan. Please, Dan P. Please roll 1d10.
I don't want to.
10 at Dewey.
Oh no!
Right.
Right,
Okay.
Dan M. Please roll 1d20 plus 6.
1d20 plus 6 coming up.
Luckily, Dewey had put on the scale mail.
Oh.
Ah,
Misses. Okay.
shame.
So in that round, right, what is everyone doing?
Panicking.
Yeah, Susan
Yeah.
is screaming.
Old Joe's hiding behind his black grimoire in the corner. Gregory's too busy
Running
taking
at
his gold
different
piece.
doors.
Yeah, I think
Old Joe is
like
hiding behind his book. Gregory is still trying to attack the statue.
Yeah.
What's Luna doing?
Luna has actually been quite quiet. You've probably not even noticed her. She's elven. She's been floating around. She's currently sort of like trying to stay ahead of the spinning
Okay,
finger.
cool.
So,
Like it,
so she
gracefully.
doesn't get. Yeah.
Cool. What's Black-Eyed Wade doing?
Black-Eyed Wade is going to go for the other door,
Which one? West or east?
which was the one we just opened, sorry.
He went for the north, but he went
Oh,
to the
okay.
door and got killed.
I'm going to go for the east door.
East, okay. So hold that thought.
All
What's
right.
Stephanie doing?
Stephanie is not in the room. She's still in the last
still
bit.
in the last room. Okay.
And she's writing a IOU note to the pig rider because, she's a merchant. And if she can get out of paying 1 gold piece, she will try.
Okay, Millie, what's Bob the Moron doing?
Bob is gonna go to the other door.
The West.
Yeah, Bob's gonna go west.
Okay. What's
It's
Darren the
peaceful there.
Maniac doing?
I don't know actually. He's probably
Just going,
gonna go to.
Okay, cool.
He'll go to the north door.
Oh, where the dead flaming body of Louis
Yeah, he's
is
a bit of a
lying.
maniac.
Okay,
you know.
right. And Susan, what's Susan doing?
Screaming, just
Okay,
stood there
Susan's
screaming.
Okay, what's Huey doing?
Huey's doing last rites over
Okay.
Louis, basically. So he's emptying he's using a bit more holy water.
Okay, cool.
And
I like
and cutting his hair. He keeps saying
Huey's
that
going to be a
I
cleric.
mean, he's not going to have much hair left. He's just in.
Is Huey shaving everyone's head on top?
He says that to get past the River Styx, you have to be bald. So that's why he's shaving everybody.
Okay, I like
basically.
it.
Yeah.
And then Dewey, who's just been thrown a fireball at, what's Dewey doing?
And he's going to try and climb the statue. See if he
Okay,
can find an off switch.
okay, I like it. That'll be a agility. I think climbing is agility. Well, Dan P, could you roll a D3 for me? 3 people are trying to leave the room.
No, stop it.
3. Darren the Maniac is going to get fireballed. Stu, make your climb roll.
Right.
Do a trained. What's their career? What's Dewey's?
Dewey's a cobbler, so he's probably not a very good.
Okay,
Well,
so roll 1d10
yeah.
plus agility.
Okay. So agility's used for climbing and not strength, yeah?
Oh, you can use strength if you want to use strength. That's
No,
fine.
I think I'll use agility, actually.
Okay, fine.
Parkour.
Oh no!
That's a fumble.
Yeah,
We're going to roll on the fumble table.
nice.
Right,
Ooh.
let me just find the fumble table. You
Don't
gotta
worry,
have a
Stu.
fumble
Some of us
table,
have
right?
characters you can have afterwards.
Well,
He's still
the
got
best of it
Huey.
is
Still got
Huey
Huey.
has only got 1 hit point, and
He's
he's
going to have to be
survived so
extremely careful.
far.
Right, let me just find the fumbles 79 for the kids playing along at home. Okay. A natural roll of a 1. Oh, it's an attack roll.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Okay, you trip. Here we go. I'm just going to use this fumble because it's
Right.
appropriate. The rest are like your weapon gets stuck in a thing.
Mm.
You trip but may recover with a DC 10 reflex save. Otherwise, you must spend the next round prone, which means you're going to fall because you climb up and then you fall down.
Yes. And
So if
a
you fall, you
reflex-
take 1d6 points of falling damage. Yeah, it's a
1d6.
Well,
Right,
it's a
okay.
DC 10 reflex save, so you need to roll your reflex save first.
Right, got you. And that's done on the D20, is it?
Well, you should be able to
Just
just
press
click
press
reflex.
the word reflex.
yeah,
You should be able
yes,
to.
cool. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Excellent.
So you're climbing up and you nearly fall and you end up hanging from the arm as it spits a ball of fire at Darren the Maniac. Dan P, please roll 1d20 plus 6.
Stop making me roll it. Was it 1d20 plus 6, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
it's fun making you roll against each other.
Yeah!
Does that hit Darren the Maniac? You never
No,
know.
Darren the Maniac has put the armor on.
Oh, okay. So hits the armor. Okay. So that's two fireballs, right? No, 3
He's on
fireballs.
his third now, yeah.
That's 3 fireballs. Okay, cool. So Darren the Maniac's going to open the door into the next chamber and step in, right? And in the next round, we're going to see what happens. We've got people going west, east, and north all at the same time. Great fun.
Spit the pie.
Okay, so those who go west find a corridor that stretches for about 40 feet and then curves south. But you can't see what's around the corner. The door to the east opens up into a chamber that's about 50 foot long and about 40 foot wide with this musty room is clearly a burial chamber. 7 shrouded alcoves hold piles of loose bones. Rusty arms and armour adorn the walls beside each alcove, and funeral masks are mounted beneath the loose skulls. So that's what you see. We'll see who went east. Bob went.
No,
west.
I went east.
Black-eyed Wade went east. So you run into a room, a burial chamber with all like warrior weapons and things. You know, like when Conan goes into that thing and he sees the guy on the throne. Not quite like that, but there's burial mounds and armor and
Brilliant.
weapons and
Fantastic.
things.
Just the sort of thing an armourer needs.
From where he's standing, he can see battle axe and a set of chainmail on one of those kind of stands.
Cool.
You know, it's kind of like almost like a statue to one side. So that's going on in there. To the north, this enormous chamber is filled with a large rectangular pool of water. Old school adventure, big pool of water. Running the entire length of the room. Diffused light shines upward from the pool, illuminating wide pillars lining the walls. Strangest of all, however, are the man-shaped crystal creatures visible in the shadows. They shuffle about slowly, their strange crystalline bodies sparkling like jewels whenever they catch the light from the pool. There is a door in the far northeast corner of this chamber. Right, so who went north?
Darren the Maniac.
Darren the Maniac. Darren the Maniac needs to make a luck roll.
Oh, exciting. Critical fail.
Critical fail. Okay, that's fine. One thing I haven't said earlier, and I apologise because I was getting very excited about all the proceedings, is you can spend luck. Right, so now we know how the rules work. You can spend luck. Where are we?
Oh, is it like Call of Cthulhu where you can spend some of your luck to improve your rolls?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
So your luck score modifier doesn't change now, but you can spend your luck to increase. So you can basically go, I'm going to spend 5 points of luck to add to this roll. Yeah, and you get a +5 modifier. But your luck goes down by 5. But your luck modifier always stays the same. So if you make a luck roll, you'll still get that modifier.
Right.
Yeah. No, let's not worry.
Ooh, I didn't mean to
too
roll
much
it again.
about that.
Sorry.
Oh. Wow, you rolled a 1 and then a 20. Look at that. Can you
Good
burn
job,
to
Darren.
re-roll? No. Okay, cool. So Darren runs into that room, sees all this shiny stuff. There's a nice pool. There's crystalline creatures in the far side. Black-Eyed Wade runs east and finds a burial chamber. And Darren the maniac has gone... No,
Bob's gone west.
Bob's gone west. Here we go. West, north, east. There we go.
Into a
That
corridor.
helps me out. To a corridor. Right. So, those three people, first, I want to know what they're doing, if they're moving into the room or not. Black-Eyed Wade. Sorry, just going down the list.
Definitely.
Okay, so Black-Eyed Wade's going to move into the room, so it's no longer a target of the...
Yes.
Okay, cool. So they move into the room. You can see now ahead the crystalline creatures in the shadows at the far end of the room and around the edges.
Oh, no, I was in the armory.
In the burial chamber.
Oh, sorry.
I was in the burial chamber.
East, yep. Okay, you go into the burial chamber, and it's musty and there's dust everywhere. You can see that there are skeletons remaining in the corners, and these bones are not quite human. They're not dwarven, they're not elven. They've got strange proportions, different face structures.
Pigs.
And, yeah. And as you enter the room, you can hear a clacking, chattering noise coming from the kind of pile of debris and rotten muck and dead body parts dotted around the room. So you've stepped into the room.
Mm-hmm.
You could move across to the chainmail and axe if you wanted to.
Yes, please.
You could explore the rest if you wanted to.
I know. I want an axe.
Okay. So you move across the room to the battle. You can see there's a chainmail suit and a battle axe kind of on little hooks. You know, it's just... You can lift it up very easily.
Excellent.
They look a little bit old, but they look fine otherwise. But as you move across the room, chittering, crackling noise comes up around you. And as you look down on the floor, you see now 7 piles of... These were probably animated skeletons a long time ago, but even these creatures have decayed and crumbled. And now they're kind of piles of bones on the floor with chomping teeth at the front or scratching fingers, and they're all shuffling across the floor trying to get to you. One of those is going to attack you. So, Millie, if you could roll 1d20 plus 6.
I've got armor for this one.
Ooh.
Oh, crit fail. 1.
Wow. Terrible. It goes to bite you, and half its teeth fall out. And a little hand comes over and goes, oh.
The last 3 rolls have been a crit. Of
These are Evil Dead 3 skeletons.
Turned into Boney from Trapdoor.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Okay, but your turn, you've gone over and you've picked up the battle axe. You've now got that for next round. Okay. Bob the moron was going west. So
yeah, but if Darren the Maniac sees like jewel things, he will shout to Bob, Bob, there's people that look like there's people made of gems because Bob is a jeweler.
okay.
And it's not like in my imagination this time. It's definitely real. So Bob will probably go back and do that.
Okay, so Bob's going to join.
If that's permitted.
Yeah. So Darren will get into the room.
Yeah.
Bob will get across the room to the north door.
Yes.
Which means he is attempting to leave the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Again.
So we'll see if anyone else attempts to leave the room. So we've gathered what they're doing. Darren's gone into the room. It's a big room.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the room we're just in. It's long. And there's this huge reflecting pool. And as he kind of walks up to the edge of it, like drawn by these crystal things and shimmering things, when he looks into the reflecting pool, he can see. Bear with me a moment. Here we go. The pool is about 3 feet deep. Its bottom is painted pitch black and encrusted with thousands of crystals forming the stars of a nighttime constellation that is unfamiliar. These crystals are glowing with light, and they look perhaps valuable. They kind of look like what they thought the things on the door would be.
Yeah.
But they're actually jewels. It kind of gets to the edge. What's he going to want to do in that round? Is he going to move towards the crystal creatures, the door, or do something with the pool?
He might try and get in the pool to maybe see if these gems will come out.
He can clunk down into the pool and start to prize out it's going to take some time to prize these out. Like, but he's there sloshing about and like
definitely because he put the armor on as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fair. Okay, so he's doing that. And these crystal creatures are moving now towards you, but they're shuffling very slowly across the room. So they seem to be sort of moving across. Bob's just got to the door. Black-Eyed Wade recovered for. Stephanie was back in the other room writing an IOU. Dan P, what's Gregory's dangling from the arm of the giant statue, and it's spinning.
That's Huey or Dewey or Louis.
Oh, sorry, that was Dewey. Yes, Dewey.
Yeah. Sorry,
that was Dewey.
Obviously, it's been spinning around, so Gregory's looking at it now. Is there like a joint where you can see like the gyroscopics that are turning and whatnot? Like, is there?
It seems to be in the floor, so the statue has like got a round base, and it's moving.
Is there any sort of gaps around the edge?
You would have to go over and try and fiddle around.
Well, yeah, because Gregory was there poking it with his spear, wasn't
he? Oh,
yeah,
so you can have a look down.
Yeah.
You can't see anything that you think could be played with. There seems to be some sort of well-oiled but concealed base.
Gregory is then going to try and use his spear. He's going to get off Sally and just, wait there, Sally. I'll be right back. And he's going to use his body weight and his spear, and he's going to try and push the finger to be pointing like into the corner of a room rather than at one of the doors. So he's going to try and like stop the finger from blasting people.
Okay. Let's have a what's his profession?
He's a dwarven herder, so he's herding a finger.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, he's have to deal with difficult animals and push them and guide them in ways that they don't want. So it's a trained skill roll. So we're going to have a strength skill roll.
Cool, let's go for that then. At 18.
Okay. I'm going to say that you have reduced the statue's attack bonus by 2.
Yay.
So, but for this round, whoever it shoots. Okay. Right. So that's Gregory. Old Joe still cowering.
Yeah, he's squealing. Ah, no! Behind his grimoire. And Luna obviously was jogging around the room, staying in front of the finger.
Okay.
She's now, as she's sort of come round, she's gonna sort of flow into the room next door where Black Way.
Oh, it's going to go
Black-Eyed
east,
Way.
right? So she's
Yeah, and she's
attempting
gonna
to
sort of-
leave the room.
Her
as well.
plan is to sneak into the room and sort of finish behind the door area, so the flame
Well, we'll see.
in her mind doesn't. It?
Yeah. Okay, and then Huey.
Huey is going to use
Because he was by the
her
north door, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to go for another door. When she dives for that door, he's going to dive for another door.
Okay, which door? The same door she's going through, or the west door?
How bright is he? Yeah, he's fairly bright.
Oh, he is.
He's going through the other door. He's
The
going
west
for the
door.
opposite door.
Okay, he's going west then. Right, so he's going to jump over there. And Dewey is dangling from the arm of the statue.
Yeah, and he's taken cue from the dwarven pig herder.
Yep.
And he's got a shoehorn, and he's going to try and shove the shoehorn in the mechanism.
Okay, that's
this
brilliant.
statue must turn around on something.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he's going to try
It's on
and
a
see if he
gimbal,
can find rollers or
Okay,
whatever. he's gonna
I am
shove the
going
shoe
to allow a skilled roll for that.
on.
Yep.
Gobbler.
And that's going to be strength, though, because it's brute force that you need.
Oh no!
So
Right.
just click on your strength, and it should
Yeah.
just do that.
This
for
is
you.
going to be.
Okay. It's a cracking idea. Would you like to spend any luck on that?
Yeah. Go on then.
How much luck you
I'll
want to spend?
shove 4 luck into it.
Okay, that's a good number to add because that gets over the DC 12.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay, so I will further reduce the attack bonus by 2. So you guys are like jamming things in so it can't turn, and it's like. Okay, that's good. Good stuff. What's Susan doing? I think there's one character left over. Susan.
Yeah, Susan will
Journaling.
thinking, why did I come here? I have no usable skills here or in my job. And she will run east. She will run
East.
into the east room.
Okay, so she's up for a fireball.
Yeah,
Does she jingle as she goes? Because she's a jester, right?
yeah, she's just there, so she's like, yeah.
Darren's
Ching,
in
ching,
the room.
ching, ching, ching,
Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3,
Crying.
4
Screaming.
potential people leaving the room. One for each of you, in fact. So I guess I better finally roll 1d4. 4. Ho, 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 ho. Huey. What happened was they'd seen everyone going to the north and east doors, so they were jamming it in the other direction. And then just as Huey leapt over there, he thought he was being clever, but there was the one way that the statue could turn.
Was actually pointing.
So it spins round, and Dan M, if you could roll 1d20 plus 2, please. Has Huey got armor?
1d20 plus 2 coming up.
Yes, please.
Oh
Oh, critical! Oh, now.
I'm so sorry.
Now, this is good. Dan, you're good at rolling criticals. You're so good at rolling criticals. Right, the good thing about this is, right, we get to roll on the critical tables. So I've just lost my... There it is.
So as he dives for the door,
Hang on. Critical hits. Critical table. Here we go. Crit table. Oh. Where do we have? Sorry, I haven't used the critical tables before, so I'm very excited, but I'm not sure where to look for the fireball criticals. Crit tables.
Will it not be on the spell?
Yeah, it's not got it in the thing. I think it would just be double damage, to be honest. Right, so Dan M, roll 1d6, and we will double it.
4, 8.
8 points of fire damage to Huey.
Oh,
Poor Huey.
that's 8 times his actual maximum hit points.
He's just
Wow.
a pile of ash.
He
Huey
is
There's not even
is
anything to
the
show.
Star Trek
Toast.
incinerate phaser shot. It just like disappears.
Yeah, some black soot falls to the floor.
Just his
Like
boots with smoke coming out of them.
That's it. Yeah, paranoia style boots.
Yeah,
with
he
smoke.
thought it was the wise action, but it was not. Okay, so who's still to resolve things? No, we've all done something. Right, next round. You're all getting the idea that people trying to leave the room are getting fireballed. Especially old Joe, who's probably definitely staying in the room until there's no more fireballs. Let's take it a room at a time. Right, so people who are in this room with the statue will do that first. Right, so Luna and Black-Eyed Wade are in the east room, so not them. Bob and Darren are in the north room, so not them. Susan is in the east room, so not her. And Huey's corpse is in the western corridor, so not him. So we've got Stephanie. Sorry, I had to. Stephanie,
Blackened corpse, I believe.
old Joe, Gregory, and Dewey. Right. So what's Stephanie up to? Oh, she was in the last room, right? Is she coming?
Yeah,
in?
yeah. She's not moved.
She's seeing the fireballs going on in the room.
Yeah, she's not stupid. With her 17 intelligence.
Yeah. That's fair.
So she's like, I'm gonna sit this one out for a little bit, see what the others do. That dwarf still hasn't finished doing what he was paid to do.
Didn't he? Because he was only told to kill one statue. This is a new statue.
I'm just saying,
But Gregory's not smart enough to make that argument, so sure.
Stephanie will be providing verbal encouragement,
Yeah.
and perhaps also
Don't
trying to
get burnt
convince
to death.
convince old Joe to go out there as well and find out what's going on with that grimoire, because he's got a grimoire as well.
But he's in the room with the statue.
Okay. Shout encouragement saying, maybe you should take a look at that grimoire.
Well, we'll see. Okay. Old Joe and Gregory, what are they doing?
So old Joe's obviously been screaming for a little while now and has seen multiple people burn.
Yep.
He's worked out if he doesn't try to leave the room, he shouldn't get burnt alive.
Yep.
But he's going to cautiously. The grimoire wasn't it part of the statue, or was it?
Yeah, it's just like a carved image of
Okay.
representation.
He's going to throw open his black grimoire in like a, as you could imagine a wizard
Sure.
trying to look cool would. He's going to throw open his and he's going to start uttering words that make no sense to anybody, and he is just winging it. It's not real, but he is going to go over to the statue and try and use his wizardly apprenticeship skills, see if the grimoire that is carved actually can deactivate it in some way using magic.
Okay. Hang on, I'm just going to so he's going to open the grimoire and start saying random magic words. This is a really good idea.
They're not even real words. He's just saying like,
Yeah, but
"Boogity,
be careful.
What is
boogity,
it?
boogity."
It's like
Abracadabra.
mercurial magic or something in this system, isn't it?
It is.
So, like, whenever you try to cast a spell, there is an effect you roll.
Oh, really? I didn't think you could actually do magic.
Here we go. Cosmic determines skill and magic, birth order, blah, blah, blah. As a result, the effect of a magical spell varies according to who casts it. Magical rite invoked by one mage may be more powerful or even different than the same ritual exercised by a peer. These variations are not predictable, as the subtleties that produce them can never be fully catalogued. The mercurial nature of magic is reflected in game terms. When a wizard learns a new spell, you've just opened your grimoire and started reading some stuff.
Random words.
And this
He
is
doesn't
just
even
for
know.
fun, right? This isn't.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this in here because it's a bit of fun. Because you're not an actual wizard, and we're not going to get any spells. They roll on table 5 too to determine how that spell manifests in their hands. This percentile roll. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, blimey! This is. Hang on. Corruption. Oh, we could roll on the minor corruption table. That would probably be more fun. General spell misfire. Oh.
Oh, God.
Okay,
I'm
although
gonna
every
kill
spell
Joe.
table includes results for a misfire, the judge may occasionally need generic effects. Here we go. This is what we need. These can be useful when monsters use spell-like abilities, when the characters roll a natural 1 while using a magic item's powers, and other such situations. Here are some generic spell misfire tables for use when appropriate. Here we go. Okay.
You at least get
Roll
a chance to
one-
turn it off.
Roll 1d8.
You could have something explode and it might be fun.
Don't mess with the grimoire. Different spell effect. The wizard inadvertently channels the wrong spell energies. Randomly determine a different spell of the same level. Have the wizard make a spell check roll for that spell. If the spell check is a failure, nothing happens. If it's a success, follow the results. Look at that. You randomly cast a spell. So, here we go.
Joe, no.
Old Joe's proving his worth. He's going to cast something. Spell table.
Except if it's a very large fireball in an enclosed space.
And you're
Old
not
Joe casts summon eldritch gods.
Okay, wizard spell. I assume wizard spell, right?
Yeah.
Let's roll a 1d 26.
20.
20.
It's just like playing
Oh
Warhammer.
no!
No. It's like you cast read magic. So as you open the book and you start to say these words, suddenly magic occurs, and the words in the grimoire are suddenly revealed to you, and you can read the magic within the grimoire. You still can't learn the spells or cast spells, but you've suddenly gained the ability to read magic.
And
We
does
need to
that work on
cast-
the grimoire that's
What we need
carved
to
on
do
the
is
statue?
make a casting roll.
Okay.
1d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
So an intelligence roll.
Because you're a wizard's apprentice, right? So I'm going to say this is a trained roll. Yeah, so 1d20 plus thing.
11.
11. Caster can read magic text for 1 round, long enough to read a single sentence or phrase. They retain understanding of this phrase even after the duration ends. Reading a complete spell scroll typically takes 1 turn per spell level, so this is not enough time to read a complete spell. Right, let's roll your manifestation.
What's that?
What things like happen when you cast the spell? Just roll 1d4.
1d4. Okay. Roll. Oh god. Oh, we've got to put // in it. 1d4. A 1.
1. Your eyes glow. So some people in the room look over at you, and old Joe himself is astounded. Don't have a heart attack, dude.
He was just trying to read the concrete to see if there's a way to turn it off.
As you look down, you can see the spell in the book says magic miss, and then it disappears.
I love old
Cool.
Joe. I
That
actually
was
wanted
good,
to
Jen.
survive.
Right, what's Gregory doing?
Gregory, put off by the glowing eyes,
Yeah.
forgets that he's trying to hold the thing, Medingle, and stop it from manoeuvring. And he's now sort of like looking around and not entirely sure what he's meant to be doing. Like I said, he's not very bright.
Okay.
So he's going to mount back up on Sally and be like, "Oh, Sally, I don't know about this. Let's go!" And he's just going to gallop into the north door because
Okay, so
why
he's
not?
going to head towards the north door. So he's an option for getting
Fireballs.
shot. And then Dewey.
I'm going to take my water skin and I'm going to empty it over myself. And then I'm going to run for the west.
I love it.
door.
Damage resistance
I'm
1 to fire for
getting-
ingenuity, just for this turn, this round.
Only.
So if you get fireballed, then the slosh has helped you. Okay. Which door are you going through? North or east or west? Huey died.
I'll
in
go
west.
through the north door as
North,
well, along
okay.
with Mad Pig Man.
Right, north. Okay. So that's everyone. So we've got Gregory and Dewey are charging for the north door. That's going to be their action for the turn, and we need to determine who is going to be shot. Millie, flip a coin.
Oh, is Susan not going to get in for the running because she was going into the burial chamber?
Oh yes, good point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
I mean, I do want my characters to survive,
Dan
but also
M,
I
roll
want them
1d3.
to die hilariously.
Is that roll Stu's character?
1d3 coming up.
Yes, please.
Otherwise, you can have one of ours.
3.
Dewey. Oh my god. You're going to have to port over a character in a minute. Right, okay. But you did just throw water all over yourself.
Yes.
So this could be an amazing moment.
He's
So,
also,
Dan.
is this the one wearing armor?
Dan, could you roll
I
1d20
am.
plus 6, please?
– 24. Jesus
think that
Christ.
hits. So
I'm sorry.
1d6 minus 1.
Ooh.
6 minus 1. Is that going to work?
Need a drum roll.
Zero
Zero!
damage!
Oh!
Awesome. As he's running out of the room, he hears the sliding statue turn, and he's like, and as the slosh catches the fire, and there's this steam as he bursts through into the northern room, past Gregory on his pig. So we've got a bunch of people in the north and a bunch of people in the eastern room. Stephanie's staying behind. Let's tackle the eastern room. Luna and Susan have just come into this room. Black-eyed Wade is standing there with some dentures nibbling at his feet. And as you kind of come in, you see him pick up this... He's got a Conan moment as he picks up the weapon and clangs it on the stone, and all the dust and crud comes off of it. Dun, dun, and he's turning around. The creatures are there. I think we need to have initiative. Wow, what's going on? We're rolling initiative. So Dan M, Dan P, and Millie. Please roll
initiative.
agility. Oh no, is
It's
it?
got an ish on the sheet.
Is it? Okay. Right.
Up
roll.
above, near where your HP is, it's got an ish, speed, and
Has it calculated your initiative modifier?
No,
it hasn't,
I
no.
would assume agility.
Well, I
agility.
don't know. They do it. I think it might be luck. I'm not sure. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Other sheet.
Let's just go agility for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Roll agility.
Oh, Susie's rubbish.
I've got...
Oh wow.
It didn't let me do it. Well, why has it not worked?
Yeah, I tried pressing initiative. It didn't work for me either. So
Just to agility. See
There we
you,
go.
Josh. Thanks for watching. Oh, I got 12. Look at that. So I think my creatures are going to attack you first. There are 7 piles of living bones. 3 of them will attack Black-eyed Wade. Okay. What's your armor class?
14, I believe. Hold on.
14. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because the
The
scary stuff.
scales.
3 hits.
Shit.
How many hit points has he got? Run out, shut the door.
Run out, shut the door, fireball.
He's got 3 hit points.
Yes, he'll be fine. Don't worry.
They do at least 1 point of damage each. 2 damage.
Yeah.
1 damage.
1 damage.
3 damage.
That's it for Black Eyes.
Black-eyed Wade is down.
Ah,
Charging into rooms full of treasure. That's what happens. Okay, we're going to get 2 attack Luna.
oh dear.
Attack button. You know what? Hang on. I rolled my initiative wrong. Oh no, I didn't. I did -2. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So first one on Luna.
She's AC 12.
Oh,
Oh,
That's a hit. How many hit points you got?
2.
2. 2.
It's a chance.
Dude!
She's dead. Oh no, Luna. She didn't even get to do
This
anything.
is how we whittle down the characters.
I'm gonna be living.
And we're going to run out back
just
to the
'cause
village.
it's
Okay, and then we've got Susan.
Armor class 9.
good. She's dead.
2 damage.
That's
Is
all
it
of their hit
doubled?
points.
Oh, I rolled 2d4 instead of 1d4.
I love how these bones have got like +6.
I know, right? Bite plus 6 melee. They're crap armor class. They've only got 2 hit points each, so they're not hard to kill. But they're
Yeah, but we
nasty
didn't
if
get to
they're
whack first.
nasty if they. Well, basically, if you go running into the room and grab the armor and the battle axe, then you get attacked by a bunch of them. Okay.
So we just lost 3 characters. In one
Okay. You've all got one left though, so we're not.
At least one.
Yeah, we're not in. Stephanie's gonna sod off and survive. Okay, so
Oh, Susan.
all those characters die, right? There's like blah, 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 poof, 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 poof. And then the eastern room is quiet, right? Maybe
Let's not go in there then,
Yeah.
chaps.
Let's go to the north room. So
That sounds dangerous.
Darren the Maniac is in this large reflecting pool, right? As Gregory and Dewey come in, Bob is kind of standing there going,
Oh, no.
and shambling towards you from the shadows at the far end are crystalline humanoid figures, slowly shambling towards you, and they seem to be moving towards Gregory. They're still a way away. They're not in melee range, but they seem to be moving towards you. And Darren has got a look of thievery on his face. He seems to be playing around with something in the bottom of this pool. What does everyone want to do? So is Darren going to continue pulling
Yeah.
the thing out?
Darren's going to get some gems.
Okay.
Been promised by the old dead guy
Comes
that he
up
might
from
get some
comes up
gems.
from the water. Darren's the jeweler, is he?
No, Bob is the jeweler.
Bob is
Darren
the
is
jeweler.
the herbalist.
He holds the thing up, and Bob sees it and thinks that would get you 10 silver pieces at market. So not bad.
Not bad,
Yeah.
says Bob. I've got a better one in my backpack,
I mean,
but that's pretty good.
where's my club?
We all mug Bob.
It's just so nice. Just thick. Darren will pocket it, be like, "That looks great." Take a deep breath and try again. He's just
Okay.
gonna carry on.
What's Bob doing?
Bob is gonna approach the crystal things, get close to them.
Okay. As you approach, he sees they're shuffling. They're kind of like 6 living crystal statues. As he's getting closer, it's hard to make them out because they're kind of translucent. So it's hard to see exactly their shapes. But as you get closer, they kind of look proto-human, like early hominid
Oh,
style thing. And they shuffle past Bob. They seem to be going towards Gregory. And
What do
anyone
they
can make
murder?
an intelligence roll. See if they Bob can make an intelligence roll.
no, he can't, but he can try.
Hey! It looks like they're
17.
attracted towards the light of Gregory's torch.
Oh. Bob will say something along the lines of, they've got really good clarity, so they probably like to reflect. And just... It's not helpful.
Genius. Genius.
What are you talking about, Bob?
I don't know, Sally, what he just said, but they got clarity. All right, so watch
Right.
out for that.
Right.
That sounds nasty.
It does. Is that like a disease? Can it be
Don't know.
cured? Maybe the herbalist can help us with a cure for it.
Herbalist doesn't help anyone.
Herbalist helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
See
you've
these
got the money to
gems?
pay for it.
Yeah. It's not the NHS.
So what are the others doing? Are you? It's a long
Is there a way
room with-
round the pool?
Yeah, you can go around the pool. So it's a long
Yeah.
rectangular room with a pool that's the same dimensions but smaller. In the northeast corner of the room, there is a staircase. Sorry, a door.
Come on, Gregory, let's get out of here.
And there's pillars all around.
I don't know about you, but that one owes me a gold coin back there.
What, from the east room?
The south room.
South room? Oh, that one.
I don't think anyone's left alive in the east room. That sounded nasty in there.
It did.
Best not to think about that.
There's lots of
I like
chomping.
that Luna lass as well, even though she's a pointy ear. Never
So,
seen mine though.
Are you gonna
Shall we
make
head for the
towards
stairs?
Head
Are you-
towards the
you-
far corner.
You coming, Bob?
It's going to take you a couple of rounds to get to that door because it's quite a long room.
Come on, Sally, let's go
Trotting
now.
along on your little pig.
Yeah, Bob will.
So-
Bob will follow along.
The following round, we will go back to old Joe, who is sitting alone in the central room with the giant statue, and it has slowly turned to point at him.
He's just now whimpering on the floor at the feet of the giant thing, realizing he can never leave this room. He's going to die in here.
He lives here now.
He's just clutching his grimoire to his chest, be like, "I'm too old for this."
He can make an intelligence check.
He can. It's something he's okay at. 17.
That's good. As he's now like looking around, he can smell the charring bodies. He can tell that the fire seems to be not magical, but there's some sort of recess, or it's coming out of the finger, and there's an oil. Seems to be clicking. This is a trap that is activated.
He got gear wise. He's gonna take. I think he's like a bit like Benny from like the Mummy, where he's got loads of holy symbols, like one for like every god possible, and he's just gonna pick off a random one that looks like he thinks is gonna fit in the finger hole.
Okay.
And he's gonna like.
It's a very fine hole.
Yeah.
That he's been able to see, and he's sort of, a clever chap. So he's kind of, maybe. So he slots that in the hole.
Yeah. And gives it a little
then
tap
what's
with
he
his
gonna
staff as well. And then he's going to grab hold of all of the other symbols and pray to loads of random gods as he walks through the north door.
Okay. So he's going to
crying as he goes.
At least he got to cast a spell before he dies.
Yeah, he's dead.
So he walks through the north door, and the statue turns to follow him, and it's pointing at his back as he steps through the north door, and nothing happens.
So much death could have been avoided.
Dan M.
Upon seeing that,
Yep. Sephanie.
we'll follow.
Okay, so Sephanie runs through to the north room.
Yeah.
So all of our remaining characters are now in the north room.
Yes.
The reflecting pool. Okay. And there's not a combat situation, so we're going to go out of rounds. So, Sephanie, you can see that Darren is plucking stones out of the bottom of this pool, and there's 1,000 of them in the bottom of the pool. Darren's got a couple out now.
Mm-hmm.
What's Bob doing? Is Bob going to go join him?
No, Bob was walking up with, is it Gregory and Louis? Dewey?
Now can we get the pig down the stairs? That's the question. Because if this is a riding pig, it may just slip down the spiral stairs down to the bottom and take 1d6 falling damage.
Would a large sack help?
I think if you get off the sow, we'll let you.
Yeah, I mean, if we got to a door, there's a staircase, then Gregory would dismount and be like, "Come on now, there, Sally. We just gotta go these stairs."
Okay. Right, so you go down the stairs. Bob, Gregory, and Dewey. What is Stephanie going to stay in the room and pluck jewels? No, she wants to go down the stairs.
She's going to head for
Okay, what's old Joe going to do?
So he's gonna kind of like dust himself off, wipe away, like surreptitiously try to wipe away the tears from his weeping face. Well, I knew all along if you just put something in that finger, why you young people just couldn't wait for me to do it is beyond me. Oh, and then he's going to make his way towards the staircase, wondering why this weirdo in armor is plunging around in the water.
Okay.
He's called Darren the Maniac.
It's true.
This
Living
is
up
true.
to his name.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay, so Darren the Maniac is plucking out gems as you guys go down the stairs. Now you're going, it's dark, you've got torches, but you've got a pig to take down the stairs. So and you're going down the spiral staircase, right? So it's tricky. So Darren is plucking a few of them out. And, he's probably got in his hand like 20 of these crystals. And he's noticed that small bubbles are coming up to the surface of the pool. Right, the rest of you are going down the stairs. You come down. The spiral staircase leads to a long, narrow room with a door in the far wall on the left. There are several ledges holding miniature painted clay soldiers, and 2 tables with armies of opposing soldiers are laid out around buildings and hills. It's very decorative, and the brush strokes on these miniatures are exquisite. Someone has clearly spent a lot of time painting all of these figures to have some sort of battle, some sort of planning strategy room, clearly.
Okay.
And as you walk in, you see that the buildings and hills look vaguely similar to your home village and the hills surrounding the monolithic stones that you are standing around. Anyone doing anything?
I can see my house from here.
Yeah, have a closer look at the figures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dewey will
Make
see if he
Dewey, make a search roll. So make a luck roll.
That's luck, is it? Oh, my luck is shocking at the moment.
Okay, you there just you're like, oh, figures were nicely painted. Cool. Anyone else want to search the room?
Yeah. Old Joe's like, oh, and he's opening his grimoire again, but he's not doing any talking this time after what happened last time. But he's making it look like he's trying to do something. He's going to have a look around. He's like kind of searching with his hand, but he's got one eye open.
Okay. Make a unskilled search roll then. No, make a luck roll.
Luck roll, and this is 1d10 instead, isn't it?
No, 1d20. It's just roll luck. 12. Okay. You're kind of looking at some of these figures and things, and as you go over, you see that one of the figures at the head of one of the little units, when you pick it up, it's heavier than the others, and cardinal sin, you scratch off some of the paint, and you see that there's solid silver underneath.
Oh, I believe I divined something. Oh, it's silver. I'm too old to carry this much silver, but lift up some of the models, they might be heavier. And then he puts it back down because he also knows there's loads of booby traps in here, and he's kind of going to let all these.
Nothing happened when you picked it up. It was fine.
Yeah, but he doesn't trust that that's going to be the case for all of them.
Okay, are you going to put that in your pocket, or?
He's gonna give it to Gregory because Gregory's dumb. So Gregory's like, "All right, Dad, I just." And who's got the empty sack?
Darren. Darren's got an empty, but it's got 20 stones in it now.
He's upstairs. Oh, okay. Well, yes, we've got nowhere to keep the thing, so like Gregory kind of just stuffs it in. He's like, trouser pocket.
Well, it's been a few minutes now. Darren's actually got 40 stones in his bag, and there's lots of bubbles coming from the bottom where the stones pull out. Little bubbles are coming out of the bottom.
He's wondering if this is like when you let out like a thing from, like you pull out the plug of a barrel and all the bubbles come out. So he's gonna take a moment to see if the water level.
As you're sort of looking, you can see now that the water is like, because you've done it in one end, the water seems to be draining ever so slightly to your end.
Also, it's probably dark if nobody else is here because he hasn't lit a torch. So he'll stop at 40 gems because that's a good amount. It's a heavy bag. Like if he smacked someone with this bag now, it'd hurt. And then like make sure his herbs aren't wet, and then head down the stairs.
Okay.
I actually thought you were going to say, and he leaves.
He just goes. No.
Okay.
He's not going to leave his mate Bob behind. They go drinking.
Cool. So, Darren comes down the stairs at the end of all the searching. Were any of the other characters searching? Now that they know that, there are 4 silver statues. 4 people can have them.
Right.
Okay. They're each worth 20 gold pieces.
Swap it out.
It's silver. Bob's not interested.
Okay.
I'll take
Fair
one.
play. Okay, looks like Stephanie gets one.
I'll take one. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Stephanie, I want my 1 gold coin, please.
Other than that, there is nothing.
Once I
of
sell the
interest
statue,
in
you
the
can
room.
have it.
I like it. Dan. Right. What are you guys up to now?
Is there another door?
There is a door at the end of the room on the left. Can someone hear rain?
Can someone hear
If
rain?
I stand ready with my spear, then you open it, old Joe.
I can't open the door.
Get
Don't be
Gregory to
foolish.
open it rather than old Joe.
Gregory, my dear
So
boy.
old Joe can
would
take the hit and go down.
Please take. Oh, Gregory, please open the door. Would you, Blippy? Good fellow. Big good fellow. All right, there. And he goes over to it. Stay over there now, Sally, because every time we open the door, someone dies. And he opens the door. Wait, he actually checks the door first. Is there anything untoward around the door area? He's
Not that you can
stupid.
see. Not that you can see.
Actually, he's intelligence 7. He's really stupid. He just opened the door.
So he opens the door. The door opens upon a breathtaking scene. An enormous 3-tiered chamber spreads before you. An oversized throne rests upon a raised dais at the far end of the room. Big room. Seated on the throne is a clay warlord that resembles the giant statue you saw earlier. A pulsating light emanates from a crystal globe atop the throne, shiny. Below the dais at floor level, 7 statues of clay generals stand motionless. Below them, in a huge pit that runs the length of the room, stands an army of clay soldiers. There are 70 clay soldiers in the pit. There are dozens of soldiers arrayed in marching formation, their clay armour and clay spears equipped for war. A great stillness pervades the room. It is the stillness of death. Your death. No, the silence of a tomb. Then, suddenly, the stillness is broken as the clay warlord jerkily raises an arm towards their generals. Then the entire army takes a lurching about face to look at you, and 70 clay soldiers raise spears and shields. Is it spears? Yeah, spears and shields. And it's at this point you notice the rain coming from the ceiling above, and there is a great crack as suddenly the roof collapses and the pool of water that was above dumps into the room, flooding the whole chamber, pouring up the sides, smashing the clay warlord, the clay generals, the clay soldiers. And they all start turning into mud before your very eyes. And like twisted forms pooling into mud, and as the doors just open and this whole thing kind of happens, it all kinds of settles into this
Millie, you're
lower
a genius.
level, and the mud fills it. And there's spears and bits, there's bits that are still solid and haven't quite melted. But before your very eyes, this entire army that was about to tear you limb from limb has been destroyed by Darren the Maniac.
I think
Well done,
might
Darren.
have to change his moniker from Maniac to something else.
The Army Slayer.
Yeah. So this room is now empty apart from this big. It looks again like another pool. Like it's the floor goes down into where the soldiers were standing, and the generals at the other end and the warlord was on the far end. But now there's just like mud smeared down the throne and into this depression, and it's full of this mud.
That right there is some good quality mud. Go on, Sally, go and enjoy yourself.
And all of your eyes are drawn to the shining orb atop the throne.
Oh, well, Bob's like,
Now
shiny.
fallen onto the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob will go and touch it and die horribly, I assume.
Okay.
Is there anything? There's nothing hanging above the throne like
No.
a big sword.
No, the ceiling has collapsed in. You can see the room above.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the whole thing has collapsed in and flooded the whole
Right.
room.
Oops.
Let's have a look.
Ooh.
Sorry. Okay, so you go over and you find this shining orb. And it's glowing with this kind of persistent light, and it doesn't seem to go out. You pick it up. It has a strange kind of cool feeling to the touch. And you hold it up. Everybody make a luck roll.
Moron critter.
Okay. Darren and Bob both rolled 19s.
Uh-huh.
They're arguing over in the corner over the value of these crystals that Darren has got in his bag that he's now showing Bob.
Yes.
Bob the moron is exasperated, leans against the wall, touches a hidden button, and a secret door opens beside the throne space. And a corridor opens up into the darkness. We're going a little bit narrative now. At the end of the long hallway is a Spartanly appointed room containing simple wooden shelves, a camp chair, and a sleeping pallet. The wooden shelves hold a bronze rod, a copper brazier, fine weapons and armour, and a brass-bound tome. In the centre of the floor is a large pentacle with a perfect crystal circle at its centre. Inside the circle is a stone table on which rests a wrinkled ancient body whose countenance matches the war wizard's. At the head of the table is a concave depression, about the size of the shiny bowl that you've found. Here are stored the trappings of the war wizard. A copper brazier, assortment of weapons include a longsword, a longbow, 40 arrows with quiver, a mace, a spear, a battle axe, a dagger, and a hand axe. There is a suit of scale mail. The tome is written in a language so ancient it is indecipherable to modern creatures. A wizard who studies it may discover a spell of the judge's choosing. If a character places the... yeah, okay. Old Joe realises that this crystal ball clearly fits in the depression on the other end of the table and is drawn towards it because we're about to wrap up this session.
Bob, my boy! The orb! Give me the orb!
It's handed over and you put it in the concave depression at the end of the table. Gazing into the crystal ball, you see an endless field of bright stars on a faint grey background. A ghostly image of the war wizard drifts in the star-strewn ether, perfectly still. Then a harsh, goat-like face fills the full sphere, staring intently at you. "I have waited a long time for someone to take the warlord's place," says the strange goat man in a deep voice. "His astral voyage was cut short before he could rekindle the spark of his mortal coil. I am still in need of an ally on your world. Fill this copper brazier with wood from a dryad's tree and ignite it with the spark of a living fire. The blaze will reveal the location of the other half of the rulership rod. Find that for me, and you shall be rewarded. Then the globe dims to merely crystal. They say a dryad has been seen in the forests east of here. Congratulations. 5 of the characters. Is it 5? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the characters survived. I think we'll end there because it's getting a little bit late. So all of the characters advanced to level 1. Right? So probably good to think about what Dan M. What would Sephane's, if you could be cleric, fighter, thief, magic user, which one would you pick? I think those are the classes. It's
Probably thief.
okay. Cool. Wizard. It's not magic user. It's cleric, thief, warrior, wizard. Okay, wizard. Sorry, thief. Okay. Dan P, you've got old Joe, who I think is going to be a
Definitely
wizard.
a wizard.
Right. And Gregory's a dwarf. Yeah.
He is a dwarf,
We've
and
got thief. We've got wizard. We've got dwarf. Bob.
Bob can be a cleric.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Bob is a cleric.
Yeah.
Darren is a thief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Do not forget Sally.
No, Sally.
Sally the
Oh,
pig.
Sally the
she's
pig.
rolling around
She's
in
a
the
fighter.
clay.
And Dewey. Oh yeah, she's out in the clay rolling
Clay.
around in the
Rolling around.
warlords.
She's living a-
Yeah. Dewey.
Well, I think Dewey is probably some kind of cleric as well, maybe. He's not really strong enough to be a fighter.
Okay. Wow. 2 clerics, 2 thieves, a wizard, and a dwarf.
Walk into a bar.
Okay, cool. So you guys survive. I'm not going to make you go through the last remaining room because you'll all die. The western chamber you didn't go to has got a giant serpent god in it. So
We died to chattering teeth, so I'm guessing
Yeah,
that probably would have been much
exactly.
worse.
So thank you very much, players. That was lots of fun. You very much
Thank you.
embraced the DCC vibe, so that was cool. I do like that random character creation process. That's quite fun, and you get a little story of how you became a first level character, which is pretty cool. Cool, and thank you everyone for watching. If you watch live or if you're watching this back later on YouTube, thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out all of our links below in the video description. That would be very kind of you. Thank you very much. Bob the Moron lives. Yes, Bob the Moron lives. I think that was a really good session.
It was really
Who
fun.
knows? One day we might take those characters forward as first level characters in DCC. That would be quite fun. Cool. Okay, but it's quite late here, so I'm going to let my players go to bed. Thank you very much for watching. This is Garblag Games. Stay safe and happy gaming. Bye bye.